Power cord to my radar detector started having intermittent connection issues, so it shut off and on. So I'm going to see if I could fix the issue. I'm just going to remove this tape. I initially put this on here to try to stiffen this to keep it from disconnecting, but it eventually started failing again. Everything looks okay. Here, I don't see anything coming loose or failing. All the solder's... Well, actually, I think this is the failure right here. The solder has failed. It's fractured at the base. And it looks like this might be making and breaking connection right here. Let's see, when I move this back and forth, there's a big disconnection right there on the board. I think this might be the actual issue. This one seems fine. I don't see this one moving. But I see this definitely being an issue because on both sides it's fractured. So when I'm riding on the motorcycle, I notice it more so than in the car. And this must be why, because when I hit a bump, this might move like this and completely disconnect. And it's also showing a low voltage symptom. So the radar detector is actually shutting itself off, not disconnecting, but powering itself off. So to fix this, I'm going to remove this cable right here. This part of the wire also looks okay. So I taped these up to try to stiffen them, thinking that the failure was in here from fatigue, but this all looks okay. I don't see any cracks. So I tried to fix a problem that wasn't there. So all I need to do is refloat the connections on this side. I'll put a dab of solder. This is just cheap rosin core solder, so the rosin's inside the wire, which is fine for this application. It's not critical. Okay, so I just set the temperature setting to 550. So I'm gonna let it drop down to temperature. That way I don't fry anything on the board. Okay, I've reached 550 degrees. So I'm gonna get my solder iron. I've wet the sponge already. I'm just gonna clean it off from the last time I used it. So now it's a completely shiny surface, no oxidation on it. So all I'm gonna do is touch a tiny bit of solder to each side of the connection right here. That's why I don't like this rosin core stuff. It doesn't flow very well at all. You really need a liquid flux. So you can see that a little bit better. So I'm just going to reflow it in there as best I can without damaging it. And that's good enough for now. Other than that, it looks okay right now. So I'm going to clean off the tip of my solder iron. I'm going to tin it, so all I'm doing is putting a little bit of solder on it to make sure it doesn't oxidize. So you can see that's the rosin inside of it, that little liquid stuff. And all you need is a light layer just to keep oxidation off. That's good enough for me. So now I'm just going to unplug the solder iron. Now that that is done, I'm going to put it back together. Okay, so I'm going to plug it in at the radar detector now and the power socket. Everything seems okay. I'm going to wiggle it around, see if it does anything. Seems to have fixed the issue. Earlier, this would have caused it to power off. And that's fixing the power cord for a radar detector. Thanks for watching.